Yo guys, what's good? It's Elle and I'm here with It's Culture magazine, and I'm so excited for this interview. It's with somebody that as a child we all looked up to, and even now is still hot in the scene. I've got Fazer here with me.
What's happening?
How are you?
I'm good, you know, yourself?
Yeah man, I'm great. We are in the most beautiful environment right now.
The settings is correct,
yeah,
innit?
Yeah, no.
Lie.
I feel like PC, you know?
Yeah, trust. I feel like I'm on like Love Island or something.
Away from the buzz of London, man.
Trust, we're out here in the sticks, in
Yeah.
Essex right now, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to Essex.
Yeah, literally, not the bougie sides, just the calm,
countryside
one. Yeah, it's beautiful. But Fazer, I need to ask, I've always wondered this, how did you get the name?
I used to ride motorbikes.
Okay.
And there was a branded of motorbike by Yamaha. Get the plug in there, you get it? Like, and it was called a
Cheeky
Fazer.
plug.
And my friend like had a Ninja, so we used to call him Ninja. And the next one had like a GSXR, so we used to call him Jigsaw. So the name just kind of stuck from then, innit? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of a random one still.
Yeah. But it's been a name that we've been hearing throughout like the last couple of years, not only for like the iconic period of your life where you were in N-Dubz, one of the biggest UK urban bands that there's been for ages, but also like you're still working in the industry now. I went on your Instagram the other day and I was so like shocked to find out some of the people that you've produced for.
Yeah.
How did you get into producing, and like how have you worked with so many incredible people?
Well, I got into producing when we first started out as N-Dubz. We literally had a little setup in the studio corner with a PC, and I literally spent like 6-7 summers. And when I say summers, that's like year in, year out, all year, 365. Literally just learnt my craft that way, self-taught type of thing, and just picked it up, and I had a natural talent for music, like I self-taught on piano and stuff like that, so it kind of helped with understanding the music side of stuff. And cut a long story short, after that did everything that you ever heard from us, like as a group wise, and then out the back of that just started a production company, and the rest is history.
So you're producing all of the songs for N-Dubz as well?
Yeah.
That's what's crazy about that, is that I saw that you also produced for BTS.
Yeah.
How did you transfer the sounds that you were making for N-Dubz and for yourself into like K-pop?
Listen, I'm a very versatile producer, innit? I'd never like to be placed in a box and say, look, this is the only sound that this guy does. Like, I venture into so many different stuff. I do stuff from like orchestral scores to flipping house music to trap to drill. So I can kind of venture into like many different genres. So my thing was not to pigeon myself into one sort of lane. And yes, it was what I call out my pop records, which I gave to the K-pop guys, and it just kind of happens. The first record that I submitted to them happened to make it on the album and stuff like that, which was crazy. It's like one of my top earning records right now.
That is crazy. So you said like you've worked with orchestral like stuff, pop stuff. Do you find all of that like influences your music taste now, or like the sounds that you're working with now?
No, not to be honest with you. Like when it comes to like my influences, it's just like my influence is what I like to listen to. So what I'm listening to on a daily basis, like, and most of the time I'm listening to trap and drill and hip hop and that, like, do you know what I mean? But away from that, like the bread and butter is good over in the pop world as well, you get it, and in the house world, like
that's where they're spending the money.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of money, and streaming wise, the numbers are crazy, like insane, and same with the house scene, it's crazy.
So you originally came from Camden, like you grew up there, and you're half Jamaican?
Yeah.
Do you find that the sound of London and Jamaica, like it's very like inherited, it's very like Jamaican culture is very like ingrained in London culture? Yeah,
of course. Well, like obviously when we came over on the Windrush and everything like that, and the whole culture thing started over in London and stuff like that, I feel like I had a big part of today's slang, today's culture, the food we eat, the sounds we listen to, even like drill. If you slow drill down, it's kind of like
the calypso,
it's like
reggae
the
beats,
calypso, reggae, Afro, trappy type vibes. You get me? So it's like it's very influenced from the sort of calypso sounds. So yeah, man, I feel like Jamaica's been a big influence to it. And where I come from, like my whole family, I've got a big family. Like my mum's.
I feel like every Jamaican does.
My granddad's like old school Jamaican, isn't it? Like my mum's got like 7 sisters, 4 brothers, so I've got cousins upon cousins upon cousins, aunties upon aunties, and Some of them look like they come from the motherland, and yeah, trust.
Yeah. So you feel like you were still able to find your Jamaican identity within the music that you make today and the music that you're making back in the day?
Like, I feel like my Jamaican influence will always show throughout my music, even when I'm on my personal music. I definitely keep a Jamaican slang, London Jamaican slang in my music, and I don't really water it down to be anything other than where I'm from.
Yeah. So when N-Dubz was coming up, the sound was completely different to how it is today. Like the early 2000s sound was very like, it was a great blend of hip hop and pop without it becoming corny, you know what I mean? How did you find like transferring the sound of the 2000s into the music that you're making today?
Well, like I said, man, I've always stayed active since then in the music industry, and I always stay up to date with my sound packs and everything like that. And like I said, I listen to modern music. I go out raving, I'm in the clubs, like, do you get it? Like, I know what's popping now, I know what it's supposed to sound like, and because of the experience that I have within understanding sound, it's easy for me to delve into these worlds and kind of just like venture and make something spectacular in those worlds. Like, I've got songs coming, drill songs with everybody right now. Crazy.
Not giving too much away right now, but yeah, we'll hear it. So you've been in the industry for so long, like what do you think is like the key and like the secret behind staying relevant within the industry and like being able to put your foot down and people knowing what you do? The
best thing I can say to anyone is consistency. Consistency is key, because like I've always had this saying, when you're out of sight, you're out of mind, innit? So if you're releasing here and there, bum 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 here and there, you're never going to take it to the levels that you need to do if you used to do a consistent run, 6 songs, one after the other, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're in their face 24/7. There's no denying you. You cannot be escaped. So consistency for me is everything. Making sure you've got a body of work ready before you release your first record, and just once you've got your body of work ready, you've got a couple video shots, start releasing actively, one after the other, bi-monthly, bi-weekly. Just put them out, because we're in a day and age where man are going to the studio, we make a song last night, we think the song's dope. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, the song's out. So people are making the turnaround's quick, innit? Like, so people are making their latest music right now. What's popping current right now, and then putting it out in 2 weeks' time. You can't be having songs that you've been sitting on for a year, 2 years, and then try and go and release them, because times are moving fast right now.
100%.
You get it? So, so I understand that, and that's a key to my consistency as well, innit? So making sure that I'm always turning over records quickly, fastly, making sure that I'm pushing to make these records come out, you know?
How do you keep that sort of balance then? Because like you said, the industry is very fast paced, like it becomes difficult to keep up, and like what you're making now in a month's time like might not be like what is the best thing for you right now. So how do you keep like the consistency without it becoming saturated?
And you keep your ears open, you keep your eyes to the ground, you just know what's happening, and make sure that you got little informants around you. I got little informants that always keep my ears to the streets and what's popping right now, who's coming up, what's the new thing, what's the new sound, what's everyone doing there right now. And I kind of just take it and make it my own, really. I will never just sort of venture into genres and do it for the hell of it. I'll do it because I have a passion for it, and I feel like I'm going to top what everything else is out there.
So I feel like from N-Dubz and even up until now, like your music has been a lot about storytelling. You're always putting the listener in a perspective where they can understand you and they're kind of along with you in the journey. How important do you think storytelling still is in a generation where people are just putting out any lyrics and saying the same stuff?
To be honest with you, I feel like real rap's coming back a lot right now. And there's a lot of space in the market for it. A lot of people are doing well with the real rap stuff, and I feel like me personally, I always like to keep a message in my songs. You know what I mean? I always like to, if I can steer one person in the right direction, or I can help someone that's probably going through the same thing that I was going through when I wrote that song, or someone just like can just relate to that whole incident or to whatever I'm talking about, and I can kind of help people through. Like, I've had friends and work peers that have called me and texted me and say, bro, that song that you put out, bro, here's my screenshot of 198 plays, bro. I'm like, bro, you played that, like there's rinse in it like 10, 15 times, but 198 plays, and like, bro, that's
it's got to mean something.
That's hit somewhere.
You know?
Do you know what I mean? And if I can do that for people throughout music, I feel like that's what music for, innit?
100%.
And I feel like songs like that will always live on for longevity of time, because people always like to go back to a vibe where they was feeling the type of way, and they say, you know what, I've overcome it, or I'm going through it now.
Yeah.
How am I gonna get through it? Like, oh look, Fazer's normal. He's going through the same shit I was going through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of like the sentimental stuff, your new song Tears.
Yes.
When I listened to it, like, it became very personal for me, like you said, like the feeling of losing people, and like the world is so fast paced, like you said. I think one of your first lyrics was like, who says gangsters don't cry, you know?
Yeah, trust.
How did putting like your trauma and everything you've gone through like to paper and then to studio, what was the creative process behind that?
To be honest with you, I just feel like men in general, we mask our feelings a lot, innit? Do you know what I mean? And we're always taught to be the man. And man up, man up. Like, don't cry, man. Be a big boy, like, you get it? Like, just, like, don't show emotion type of thing. And I feel like for men's mental health, innit, like, we don't really talk about things, and I'm a victim of that, innit? I don't really talk about my problems. I'm just like, every time everyone sees me, well, I've gone through it, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm cool, man, bless, you get me? Like, but yeah, that people don't know that man's human as well, innit? So man go through emotions and traumas and this and that, you get me? And I feel like for me to put that into a song, it was me making awareness for myself to say, you know what, like, let me talk about this, let me grieve at the same time. Like, do you get me? And I feel like that was my place to have my therapy. Yeah. And that's where I do get my therapy, is in the studio, if you understand.
Yeah. Especially on the type of beat as well, like a trap beat. I was so surprised to hear like some of the deep, intense stuff that you were saying, and like it was just a reminder for me like of how human you guys are behind like the image and stuff like that.
Trust.
How do you find like blending your real life and like this supposed image? Have you found that like over the years it's more important to be who you are, or do you think the image is still most
to be honest
important?
with you, and like image is one thing, and it's show off really, and comes a time when you need to show on and just be normal and be yourself, whatever. Like, but I feel like throughout our careers and throughout my career, I've always kept it 100. Like, do you know what I mean? I've never said anything in a lyric that I haven't done. I haven't just said something just for the sake of saying it, or just because I think it's lit. Like, I always feel like I always gotta put some sort of message in there or something. It's gotta be real to me, because I can't write otherwise. Like when I'm writing about stuff about getting lit in the club and stuff like that, I don't know. It's just got no content. It's got nothing for me in it. It's a bit empty.
So what does your real life look like now? You have a daughter?
Yeah, man, a dad. You get me? Man does a school run. You get me? And man goes to the studio, rocks at the label within the daytimes. And then after I finish my sessions, man, I get to drive home from the Big Smoke to Essex, brother. It's nice to just get out of London. I'm in London every day, but my house is out in the country. So, and I like the balance. It was hard for me finding the balance of family life and work life, because the man's just like 24 hours around the clock on call. If a session comes in, babes, I'm out.
You're there,
do you know what I mean? So like finding that balance was a bit hard, but once I found how to juggle them both, I feel like life just became a lot easier and a lot more sort of efficient. Yeah.
Does your daughter listen to your music?
Yeah, man, she like my biggest fan.
Is it? Oh, that's beautiful.
She like my biggest fan, and she's got a really big interest for music as well. So she's doing well with all of her stuff as well. She plays piano and.
Crazy. And you're able to teach her? Like
I can teach her, but she's going to be teaching me, because I never, like I said, I'm self-taught, innit?
Oh, okay.
But I can't read music.
Oh.
So I play by ear.
Damn.
Yeah, I play by ear, so I can't, if someone was to put like a piece of music in front of me and say, look, play this for this segment, I'm like, nah, just play the music and let me just find the keys, and then I'll play it that way, do you know what I mean? But she can like, really read music, and understand what finger is what note and what.
You're just kind of freestyling it.
Kind of winging it. I wouldn't say winging it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So how did like becoming a dad kind of change, or did it change like your lyrical content and the type of music that you wanted to create? Because obviously, like you were saying, music is like forever. Like some music, if it's good, it can be forever, unless it's going to be the music that your daughter's listening to. So how did you like adapt once you became a father, or did you?
To be honest with you, I still just make music that I feel to make at the time. Like I don't have like a conscious thing, oh, my daughter's listening to this music, man, because there's a million other songs out there with swear words. And
you'll be doing that Baby Shark.
Shit, I'm not for that. But at the end of the day, like I said, as long as I can keep putting out a positive message within the music, like that's all that matters. Whether I might swear in it, or I I don't know, man. You know how it goes, man. It's a rap shit, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You were in N-Dubz from a very young age, and you guys got so much success very, very quickly. How did you handle that, and do you have like a message for anybody that's maybe like starting off in the industry at that age?
To be honest with you, I know you just said that it kind of happened quickly, yeah, but we was kind of like working since we was like 11 and 12 years old.
Wow.
And then we didn't get our break until we was like 21. So we was already working for 10 years without even having any acknowledgement, believing that we was going to be the biggest thing in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then when we came out, yeah, man, we was 21. Yeah, 11 and 12, man. And when we first started in the studio, we was in like year 7, secondary school.
Going into the studio and actually recording?
Yeah, man. I think my attendance record one year was like, I think it was like 26%. I was in school. The rest of the time I was in the studio.
That's crazy.
As soon as Dappy's dad said, look, we've got a little corner for you lot, us man lived there. Literally, we was like, I ain't got time for school. We're working on this thing.
But it's so nice that you had that support for what you were doing, and it paid off, you know. Not everybody gets that support, and like when it does pay off, it's kind of in vain because they didn't have that support system behind them.
A lot of people got narcissistic parents.
Yeah.
In a sense, like if it's not my way, then it's not correct, but people are humans, bruv, like, and he gave us that freedom to just be ourselves, innit? Like, there's certain things that we might have been doing, he might not have agreed with, but he'd rather us be around him instead of being out on the streets.
Oh, 100%.
Do you get it? So he's like, okay, just come to the studio, do what you're doing, just make music, make music, just keep going. You're not going to be the sickest in this country, innit? Like, and we believe that, and the rest is history, man.
I mean, it's still stay in school. Like, I'm sure you want to tell them that as well, stay in school. But like, if you have a passion, I'm guessing you're just saying go for it, you know?
Man, if you've got a passion in life, become the best at it, and then figure a way out how to scale it, and you'll be fine.
What would you say to the younger version of yourself? Anything that you would change, or
if I could go back and say something to my younger self, it would be this, bro. Because I spent a lot of time worrying about things, as a younger, innit? Like, if I could go back to myself and say something, it'd be, Fazer, bruv, your lifestyle's gonna be lit in the future. Don't worry, man, guy. Don't worry, my guy. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You get me? That's what I would say to my younger self. But to anybody else, anybody aspiring to do stuff, man, like I say, man, just keep the belief, stay 100% consistent, keep working on your craft, like song after song after song. Learn how to use your vocal, how to place it on a song. It's just like an instrument. It's not just the vocal, like rapping to your friends and then rapping in the studio. Complete two different things. Learn how to balance learn how to differentiate the two styles of rapping and stuff like that. And just literally keep working and stay consistent, man.
So many people don't know that like you've produced for Mabel, for Notes, like I was saying, like BTS and stuff like that. So what would you say to like producers as well, actually, because I think producers are starting to get more of a limelight now. So how would you like tell them to like put their mark on their sound?
Always brand yourself. Always treat your production as a brand, innit? When you're putting out records, always put out top tier records. Don't just give someone, because they're an up and coming artist, give them your lower tier records, because at the end of the day, that record comes out, it's still going to represent you as a producer, innit? Like, so you protect your brand at all costs. Know your worth. Like, know what you're capable of doing. And my thing for all producers is we're in a position where we can be, and most of us are richer than artists.
100%.
Because where one artist might have one hit out for the year, as producers we could have 6 hits out with 6 different artists, and we're just caking. Do you know what I mean? So protect your brand at all costs. Look at it like a brand like Coca-Cola or Cadbury's or any of these other brands. Look at yourself like this and think about the quality of sound that you're putting out. Is this what you want the public to elevate to, and is it good enough to be out there to level up with everybody else that's actually doing bits, innit? Keep that in your mind, bro. And I swear to God, like, just brand it, keep it tight, keep it quality control is everything. And just bang it out, but everything. This world is amazing. Once you have a dream and you have this vision, it's got this funny way of just making you, introduce you to somebody that's gonna take you out to meet someone else. And the next time you're having lunch with someone and then you're sitting down signing a deal for something, it's just life's great like that. Just have the belief, keep working on your quality, and everything else will fall into place. You get it? Yeah,
you have like such a like knowledgeable like opinion about all of this stuff. Do you think that comes with working in the industry so long, or do you think that comes with like your background, your upbringing? I feel like a lot of it's got to do with my upbringing. You know, I was always taught to believe that anything's possible in this life. 100%. Do you know what I mean? So I just apply that into everything that I've ever done, and
because of it, I've achieved everything that I've ever wanted to achieve and some. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're producing, you play several instruments, you rap. Is there anything else that we can expect to see from you this year, or like what are your goals for this year?
Obviously I've got Tears out now. I've got a couple more records dropping. There's some other stuff going to be happening by the end of this year as well, which is going to be cool. A lot of people are going to be happy about that and talking about that. So, and then next year I think I'll start looking to do, I want to venture into doing some movie sort of soundtracks. Just actually working with real players, strings and big budgets and making big soundtracks come together for movies. I reckon I could see myself doing like an Avatar soundtrack or something.
Avatar, that's crazy.
For real, man.
Yeah. You have the versatility for it,
man. Yeah, I definitely do, and I feel that it's something that I've always wanted to venture into, but I've never really put myself in those circles or started to make that sort of dream happen. So I feel like next year, 2023, I'll start looking into doing some of that stuff away from the production company stuff for the artists and that.
And I'm sure when you started producing or started rapping, you wasn't even thinking about like where else you could take it. So that movie thing is just incredible.
But I will say one thing to young producers, don't just focus on artists, to make the bag. Man, make crazy money from like just syncs. Like just movies on adverts, computer games, little apps, bruv, adverts for apps that people are just, bruv, can make good money away from being in the charts, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you see like the what's it called, the gambling things at night time on the TV and that, you have your soundtrack running for 5 hours, on one of those
just
songs.
On loop,
bruv, you're caking out 30, 40 grand a month.
So producers look for other avenues.
Look for other avenues. Don't just pigeonhole yourself into, I just want to make trap beats, I want to make drill beats. Bro, there's a whole world out there where you can make for advertisement and syncing, licensing deals, man, and you can make millions and millions of pounds doing it.
Fazer's putting you up on game, so take note or like
just Google it, bruv. Like music sync licensing, bruv. You'll find there's whole websites that people that they've got a criteria that they're looking for: Afro trap beats, drill beats, type beats, and then have a look on there, listen to a few of them, and then say what don't they have, and make a really good one of what they don't have, and it's gonna get taken. Because so many people are doing the same thing right now. It's about finding what the market doesn't have, and but still making it adapt to what's current.
100%.
That's the tricky part.
It's been so great speaking to you.
Pleasure, man.
Anything else that you want to shout out?
Nah, all good for that, man.
Well, it has been so great talking to you. You're so humble and so like intelligent.
Thank you.
And it's so nice to speak to somebody that's like that. So,
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, guys, it's been a great interview. Fazer put you up on so much game. Producers, rappers, anybody upcoming in the industry, please take note, because I could be interviewing you next, But yeah, it's been great, guys. Take care. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.